Okay, so guess what? I'm at College Oaks. And First National Bank is a partner in education. And that's, you see, it's the oak, the book. It's deeply rooted in that book right there. And like the roots grip that book and makes it stable. You see what I'm saying? Okay. So we're gonna come over here. Okay. It's a Louisiana Art School of Excellence. Now, another word for artist is a bohemian. And another word for excellence is arete. So I could say Louisiana Bohemian School of Arete. It's College Oaks Elementary. And look, distinguished partner with Conoco and Vinco. Even though it's like partially taxpayer funded, the distinguished partners put their 2 cents in, and guess what? They help, they call the shots, to a large degree. And I'm sure they're in cahoots with the people on the public side of it. So you have this grove right here. It's like oak trees, and it's a grove. You see, it's a grove of oak trees. Now looky here, little Miss Lady, pretty girl. Now look at her. It's a siren. It's an African siren. It's an African siren, and she has her eyes closed, and she's like asleep. Okay. And the same color as the carpet that's like at the library, it's the color of the little bird in the nest. Now, it could very well be a sparrow or a canary. I'm thinking it's a canary because canaries sing. She's asleep, and it's one little lone bird in a nest, which I think that means selfishness. And then it's looking up like it needs it's like this Nestle logo where the little Nestle is like a nest of little birds, and the mama bird is feeding it like worms and stuff. Okay, now you see how it has the little fish arms on each side of her? So she's like she's a siren, and she's sleeping just like the Starbucks lady with the fish arms that's touching her each side of her freaking head, and a little star in the middle is like guiding her to sing her song to draw people in there to give them their bucks. It's like sorcery and spell casting to get rich off the people that go in there and drink their battery acid coffee that costs $10. So they can be like prestigious. They can be uppity yuppies. Oh wait, look, dangum. It's made out of cinder blocks. Look, it's like made out of cinder blocks. But look, her other face, her eyes were open. She doesn't look happy. She looks like surprised. And look, a garden snake. A garden snake. Red next to black is a friend of Jack. Red next to black is a friend of Jack. So, black people who embrace red ideology is a friend of Jack. Like Jack Dawson on Titanic. He was an artiste, and he was famous for drawing the one-legged prostitute in Gay Paris. But guess what? The one-legged prostitute always kicks a can to the west. She does. Siciliano is the business of the can that the one-legged prostitute kicks. So look, and then look, in the northwest corner, it's a camel. You see, it's a camel. It's a camel. That's what it is. In the northwest corner, of all places. So you have a snake that strangles the lady. It's at her throat. And then you have like a yellow rosebud right here. You see? You do. And she's like surprised. And there's a little nest on her head, a little bird. And it looks like he wants some food to eat, some worms. So where's Mama Bird? You might have to ask the Nestle people, because the picture on there has a mama bird feeding a bunch of little baby birds. And see, they're teaching all the little childrens around here to be pagan sorcery, witchcraft people. And our distinguished Conoco partners and Vinco partners and First National Bank partners, and even people at the school board, and our tax dollars. We're like teaching them to be pagans. And I thought there was supposed to be a separation of church and state. But there is no separation of church and state. Not when it comes to witchcraft and sorcery. That's the special exception to the rule. You see? And so you have the left arm and the left arm and the right arm. And she's a little siren. And you see, it's a masonry structure. Because like I said, cinder blocks are made out of ashes. Like potash, I think. And it's a brick. And ceramic tiles are masonry materials that masons use to build things. You have stonemasons and brick masons. And ceramic tile is part of their materials that they use to build structures. You see? And they're teaching the little children to do all this stuff. The little children at the Louisiana Bohemian School of Arete, right here in Lake Charles. You see? It's an art school. It's an art school. And look, it's a cement bench in the park. And it's like kind of leaning to the right a little bit. And then the left side is a little bit taller than the right side. And they're all leaning to about the same angle, you know. That's facing west and somewhat north. It's not like due northwest. It's like south of that. Oh. Conoco Vinco pie. It's like the pie wedge. It's the pie wedge. See, that's an outdoor classroom in 1999. So it's like a pie. The pie that they have on the cup of the McDonald's pie. I mean, on the coffee cup at McDonald's. And the pie wedges that they use in their little logos and their pictures on the products they sell us. And this is the outdoor classroom. In the little grove, the Bohemian Grove. Because Bohemians are artists. And this is a grove of trees. And in a grove of trees is where they worship idols in the Bible. And that's a Greek deity. It's an idol that they let the little children make. And it's supposed to be separation of church and state, but they're secretly teaching them freaking paganism, which is a separation of church and state. Any type of religious education cannot be taught at the state. I mean, by the state. If tax dollars are involved from the public, then it's not a private institution. And they can't do that. They're breaking the law. Oh, a squirrel just dropped out of the freaking tree. And he just ran, like, right there. Peace.